What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Barons Hideout podcast. I'm Dustin, and I'm back, baby.
And I'm also Dustin, and I am back. I have cobwebs all over me.
Why are these cobwebs mouth level?
I don't know. They taste good, and it's weird.
Fucking onyx out here. Why am I the only one getting these cobwebs? Oh my god, dude. We have been anticipating this movie that we are covering for a while, but I knew there was one person I had to fucking bring on this episode, and that is my co-host Mikey over on Previews. Mikey, what's up, buddy?
I like that when you think about homeless people disintegrating, you think about me, man. That's we're truly friends. I appreciate
yeah.
that.
Yeah. No, once I heard the name Street Trash, I instantly think of Body Goo, and there's
Oh,
no
yeah,
other person I'd think of.
Thank you, brother.
I
Oh,
like
yeah,
it.
man.
I like it. Dustin, are you pumped to talk about this movie, dude?
I am, and I got some stuff I want to talk about before we go into the review, but I want to hear everybody else's thoughts on this. And have you guys seen the original or the one
Oh, boy.
before this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big fan.
I-
Big fan.
I've seen it, I feel like one time before. I don't remember it too much, which I'm hoping enhanced this viewing of the new one, because I play my cards now. I really, really dug it.
Yes.
Oh.
You will definitely like the 1986 one.
Well, I know I've seen it.
Yeah.
And I just don't remember it, if I'm being truthfully honest. But I always do remember, like when I worked at the movie store, I always referred to the original as like the Andy Warhol horror movie, because just the colors and all the splatters and shit. And that's how I would explain it to people. Like, if Andy Warhol and fucking Guar made a movie,
Yeah.
here
Literally.
it is.
Oh, yeah.
But Guar did make a movie called Phallus in Wonderland, which is very good. And Mikey may or may not own it now.
I do, and I still need to watch it. I have no excuse not to have seen it, but thank you for that. I'm looking at it right now. It's right over there on the shelf. I will get to it.
It's all good. Dustin, give us your history with Street Trash 87, and then other history with
All right.
Street
So
Trash 2024.
my history with this, it kind of ties into another movie called Spookies. For those of you who may or may not know
Ooh.
what that movie is,
Classic.
and one of the writers and producers, Frank Farrell, was also a writer and a producer and an actor in the original, or I guess we'll just call it the original, because this movie is technically a sequel. The original 1986 Street Trash. And for those of you who are wondering, oh, who did he play in that one? It was the homeless guy who got his dick chopped off and he was kicking it around.
Yeah.
And I am helping Frank alongside some other folks. I've been working with him for about, I want to say 2-3 years of getting the cat's out of the bag now, because we did a huge Bloody Disgusting write-up on it a couple months ago. And we are working on Spookies too, even spookier. So we are working on a sequel on that one.
It can't get much spookier, dude. I don't know.
Well, apparently it's double the spooky now, Mikey.
Oh,
And
I'm not ready.
I know Frank was telling me even before I knew that this was coming about, because Frank knew, because Vinegar Syndrome was obviously, their hands were in this movie, as well as they had their hands in getting the wide release and the Blu-rays of Spookies out. I think it was like 2018, 2019. So they got a big boom on that, and so Frank was really excited for this. I know he talked to Ryan a few times about this. There's no parts or anything of Frank in here, even though there are some nods to Frank's character that's very, very early on in the film with a said police officer. It's really cool for me to know somebody who's worked on such big cult classic films, and to have met him in person and had him on the show, and to be like, hey, I'm also kind of helping getting a movie fucking made, which I've never done in my life, ever. So it's really cool.
None that you can legally talk about, because the other ones are probably all in night vision. But I want to talk about Vinegar Syndrome just for a second, because you brought them up.
Yeah.
It was exciting to see them their logo
That
pop
logo,
up, because
yeah.
because I love Vinegar Syndrome. Like when they put stuff out. Mikey, do you own any Vinegar Syndrome Blu-rays?
This shelf is peppered, if you will, with Vinegar Syndromes. I know.
What's your favorite one? Because I have my favorite one. I can say it hands down.
Let me just see. Let me look because Dustin mentioned Spookies. That's one of my favorites. I've got Spookies over here somewhere. But if I had to just one that just clicks with me, we might be on the same page. Let me see.
I don't think we'll be on the same page.
You don't think?
I probably know. Nope.
Is it not Tammy and the T-Rex? Oh, that's a classic.
That's
though.
a good one, man.
Tammy and the T-Rex.
Mine is the Billy Blank's classic Expect No Mercy.
I almost got that. I picked up TC2000 instead, but I almost got Expect No Mercy.
Expect No Mercy rules so fucking hard. Did TC2000 come with a poster?
It did, yeah, I believe so. It's part of that series.
Oh my god, dude! I gave my poster to Mickey, your elder counterpart. But I also have Hell Comes to Frogtown, which is pretty fucking tight.
Oh, that one's so good.
Of that. I do not have the release of that.
And I have Raw Force.
I still got to get that too, yeah.
Yeah. But we're not here to talk about those movies. We are here to talk about 2024's Street Trash. Are we keeping it spoiler free up top? What are we doing, Dustin? Or is the whole review going to be spoiler free until this movie drops?
No, I say fuck it. We'll do what we usually do is just our overall thoughts, and then we'll just bounce on some key points. I mean, for those of you who have seen the original 1986, nothing really in here I think is going to surprise you other than the setting change and it being a little bit more, even though the last one was kind of, political in some sort of way, a lot of social commentary, and this one was a lot more with Ryan Kruger, like dealing with where he lives in South Africa. This is like really what it's all boiled around. But I say, man, let's just give our overall thoughts and then we'll hit in some spoilers.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, so just up top, and we'll remind everybody towards the end, this movie is releasing on digital November 19th.
Yep.
And then will be available exclusively on Screambox in December.
Hell yeah,
so
dude.
you will be able to rent it, I'm assuming, through any channel you rent movies from.
Yeah.
But definitely head over to Screambox. Let's check it out. It's fucking worth it. But I need to know, like I said, you guys have Mikey had just watched the original, and you said nothing would really surprise you in this movie, Dustin.
Yeah, I don't think anything in here would really take you off guard.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Did the original have Sockle in it?
There's no Sockle equivalent. Nothing Sockle, man.
And it's voiced by Ryan Kruger too, which I think is fucking awesome.
Let's roundtable that real quick. Did you have this whole cast is lovable,
incredible people,
so lovable. Chef, Alex, Dustin, who was your favorite character? I almost said favorite hobo. That's Rutger Hauer.
Oh,
that's
he's
Rutger Hauer. Yeah,
everybody's favorite hobo. Rest in peace.
Dustin, who was your favorite character in this movie, dude?
Dude, I mean, fucking 2-Bit. Come on, bro. Fucking Gary Green, fucking Fried Barry, seeing him just be all whacked out the entire time. Yeah. Come on.
And the fucking muscle when the Rat King's... It's the Rat King, right? That's what they called her?
Yeah.
Her crew runs up and he just walks up and fucking headbutts that guy in the mouth, dude. Oh, but Mikey, what about you, man?
Man, I'm gonna go for an underdog because you think it'd be Sockle with him being a weird little fucking foot-long rubber dick like puppet critter, but I gotta go Awfully, dude. Awfully was He hit me, man. Like he's so expressive, just those hands reaching out.
I'm gonna second that, dude. Awfully, and then a very close second was I loved Chef.
Yeah, he was. He was great.
Was fucking hilarious.
Chef was great. But Awfully, man, like that character, and like Mikey and I were talking a little bit before we got on. We both agreed. We're like, man, we're so glad he didn't die.
I was so worried. When they showed him in the cell later on, I was so worried they were gonna get him.
And he's in there fucking rocking all these cops, and it's all like a hardcore Henry style, dude, with the first person perspective. I loved it. I loved all that shit, dude. But yeah, so we got our favorite characters out of the way. Mikey, did you have a particular segment in this movie you really fucking liked?
That's tough because it's like wall to wall, pretty cool shit.
Yeah,
it's pedal to the metal from the beginning. I understand, but it's like there's parts I can name that I'm like, that shit had me fucking belly laughing.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, maybe I want to say maybe like later on some of the action sequences that are like really cool, but I think instead I'm gonna roll it back to when it started to get the kind of humble beginnings when the story's first kicking off. I really liked Ronald and Chef kind of showing Alex the ropes of being homeless.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
they're
funny.
The chef come back in slow motion.
Oh, slow
It's just, like,
motion. Oh, we'll do it
Yeah.
again in slow motion.
dragon claw to the eye.
Tiger Claw. Yeah.
That was good. I like that a
That
lot.
was good shit, man. Dustin, what about you?
Oh man, there's so much to pick from, and I definitely need to go rewatch this again because it's very fast paced.
It is.
But I'm gonna have to say just the very opening, like that whole sequence of the guy going in the chair and really seeing what they're doing and just seeing just how crazy the effects are, because I think right when this movie started shooting, that was like the first thing that they did, and I think Ryan uploaded a test, a teaser test of it or something. He uploaded it on social media of the guy in the chair and it being crazy, and to see it actually like on screen and seeing the stages of the effects, because boy, they do not hold back on the effects on this at all.
The squibs are awesome. The giant pus pimples are great.
Oh,
I-
it's
Many of them, too.
so good.
I love seeing people throw up in this movie because it's you see like the
With
tube
the blah,
here.
with the hose, yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved it. But my favorite part, man, I love when they're getting their plan together. When they're trying to plan to take down that fucking drone, because Alex is sitting there talking. She goes, all right, one of the twins, you're going to go here, and Chef, you're going to go here and crouch down. He goes, oh, I can't crouch. I have chronic illness. All right, we'll stand. I can't. I have a disability. And
You're
she's like,
standing
you're
right
standing
now.
now, and it cuts to him, and he sits down in his chair, dude. That shit was so good, man. But I liked it a lot because it played out. Like they're like, well, what if something goes wrong? And Alex is like, nothing will go wrong. This is foolproof. But it shows them playing out the fucking scenario, man.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one too.
And then we get the unfortunate mishap in it.
Yeah.
You always have to
Pretty
have that
sad.
one person that doesn't want to listen, and it says, "Oh no, I know what I'm doing." No,
Yeah,
you
be
don't.
careful. Be careful. Pfft, I laugh in the face of danger.
And yet,
But Mikey, let's talk about Sokol just for a
we gotta
minute.
talk about Sokol, man.
And the first time that boy pops up on this screen after 2-Bit shows up and he whips out his dick and it's as big as my microphone.
I would argue bigger. It's got the girth to it, dude. Like, it's like a fucking
I'm
foot-long
just
pop
look
can.
at this thing, man.
Mm.
Now, imagine that on like a 2-foot tall rubber puppet.
He's a tripod.
It's like dragging the ground behind him.
You see him walking and there's a drag mark behind him.
He's got the snail trail, man.
Dude, but I love it. I love how he's like there to give advice to 2-Bit, man. It's like
Is it advice? Would you call it that?
I would say so because
some sort of fashion, yeah.
he was more okay. So he's like a fairy godmother, something
Yeah,
like on the
okay,
lines of
okay.
that, because, dude, like earlier, like the scenario I just brought up, where Rat King's group came in and shut the music off.
Yeah, what
He
do you
goes-
say? Like, give him a kiss on the forehead or something?
Yeah, he goes, "Who shut the music off?" And fucking Sokol's like, "They did. Those guys right there did." Dude. But it's good, man. And then, what's his name? Patrick. That's the main.
Oh, Ronald.
Ronald.
When he gets
Dude,
super
when he-
high at the end.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he sees him, dude.
You can see him?
Yes, of course I can fucking see him. He's a little blue troll standing there.
He's like, has he been there the whole time?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Mike. Dude, and Mike, you was talking earlier, they give him a fucking gun and everything.
See, what are the logistics of that? Because if Sokol
You
was
just see
like
a
this-
gun. You see a
yeah,
gun
is it just
floating.
floating? Because like, is he
Yeah.
real? Like, what is Sokol?
Fairy godmother, man.
Well, you guys gotta ask it in the interview when that shows up.
Yeah.
I will bring that up for you.
I don't know.
I'll bring that up. But so the movie is centralized around the mayor of this city.
Yeah.
And he wants to exterminate the homeless to make their living better, that they're higher on the food chain and all that shit. So he has a scientist cook up this gas that melts people. And dude, the first time Dustin was talking about the guy at the beginning, when he pulls his hand out of the shackle,
Oh, the
yeah.
degloving, yeah.
Dude, I hate that so much.
There was
I
a lot of
hate
that
it.
in this movie too.
So there was a lot of limb bending in this, a lot of face ripping, and then
A lot
the
of
fucking
compound fractures.
the pustules. But my favorite one, we're spoiling. We're in spoilers.
Sure. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
My favorite one was the Guar-esque fucking mayor at the end.
Oh yeah, and he's still talking.
Yeah,
Have you
the
guys
mouth.
seen Guar live?
I
No,
have actually.
never,
Yes.
Never once.
So Guar likes to put political figures and or I would say pop culture figures up on stage, over exaggerated, overweight, and blows limbs off of them.
Mm-hmm.
This mayor at the end of this movie, when he gets that can shoved into his mouth and he's standing there like this,
He got gored.
straight up from a fucking Guar concert, dude.
Badass.
It's so good. And then like you guys are saying, like, and he did it. He did you fucking street trash, and I'm sitting there like,
He said it.
Yeah.
did it, dude. Fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah, that part. There's a comparison. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it was running through my head the entire time. Are you guys familiar with the work of the Italian studio Necrostorm at all?
No.
I thought of The Substance immediately.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's
Yeah.
that's also
Yep.
fair. But they did a movie a couple years back, probably longer than I think. Actually, come to think of it, but
Longer than Sokol.
oh, nothing's longer than Sokol. That man's got the length and the girth.
That's
They did
a shame.
They did one called Tater City, and it's like this. The whole concept is that it's like this pulse that comes from these 5G tower kind of things that can pick up on like the part of your brain that makes you do crime, and they just blow your brain up from there. So it's kind of similar in the kind of cleaning up the streets kind of way, but they do a lot of this weird digital manipulation of their gore, where it's somebody will be like their head will just be completely blown off, but their mouth will keep flapping. The little bit with the mayor reminded me of that, and there's like a lot of stuff in this that feels kind of exaggerated and cartoony in the way that they do gore. And you don't see that very often, so it was really cool to kind of get a good look at that from a different part of the world.
Sure, and I feel like within modern horror today, because of how this movie is done, we're getting more than just blood in this when it comes to the gore. Like we're getting purples and yellows and greens. It makes sense for some fucking half a mouth to talk to this person.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't question it. An old buddy at the beginning gets his dick cut off.
It's like, was it made of fucking like paper? Like it's just
they closed the gate on it and it fell off.
And then he was fine later. You know what I mean? Like there was no problems later.
Very cartoony.
Well, they did show when he melted. They did show the balls. I don't think he had the shaft at that point.
No, he was degloved. He was
stumping it. Yeah, degloved.
Yeah. Fuck, man. But Dustin, what'd you think of all of the? Did you think that the multicolors helped with how over the top and bloody this fucking movie was?
Yeah, I think if it was just going to be straight up just like red for like all like the crazy shit that this movie had going on, I think it maybe not have been that enjoyable. I think adding colors, especially like when you're looking at the Viper bottle, it's got a lot of colors on it, right? Mm-hmm. And the original Street Trash had a lot of colors, even like on the poster. There was purples, blues, pinks, greens. Yellows, I'm happy that they incorporated a lot of that into this one. Kind of, pay homage to the original. They definitely say with you're talking about earlier how this guy made a gas. He took the Viper from. He even says, "I got the Viper from the 1986 in New York when the whole incident happened there." So they tied it into the original, which I thought was really really cool. He's like, "I just made it even stronger," and he definitely fucking did with the amount of shit that happens in here. It's insane.
Yeah, and I like that little tie because Ryan's gone on record and said that this movie can be a sequel.
Yeah.
but it is a very strong standalone movie too. I mean, that's what I think is really neat about it. You know, it's just a whole new take on the body horror that is street trash, man.
Yep, 100%. Yep, and
Man,
I do like a lot of the craziness that they went, because back in '86 they went crazy. Like they had the guy who literally melted in a toilet, which was really fucking insane. You get the guy kicking around his dick, and just people like throwing heads around and shit in this car yard or this junk yard. But this one, they amped it up so much, and I don't think, with all the other indie horror movies that have been coming out, like, you know, we have to always just bring it up, like Terrifier. I think if Terrifier didn't land such a huge success, a movie like this, so over the top, regardless of if you've seen the original or not, if you just heard street trash and you're like, oh, that sounds interesting, and you saw how much blood and this weird shit's going on, I don't know that many people would be watching it if Terrifier didn't already have these super over the top kill scenes and be very successful in doing it.
What I like is you brought up the movie cover for the '87 movie. This movie cover,
Dude,
with the cop,
the yellows,
that sells me. Like, I'm gonna, like, Hannah from Cinema Slab is the gore gal. I think it's gonna be more than just gore. It's gonna be body fluid that people are going to love in this, and just the amount of it. And what makes it fun is it is different colors. Like, I'm not sitting there just watching dude profusely bleed. If I wanted to watch that, I'd watch 2013's Evil Dead, because that's a lot of fucking just red blood.
Oh yeah,
I'm watching this person fucking turn purple, their pustules pop, and it's neon green. Having a blast, literally watching this fucking movie. And then it all centers around, like we've all talked about, this ragtag team of main characters are so fucking lovable.
Yeah.
And the shit that they go through, because the twins are introduced as the best meth heads you'll ever meet, dude.
Yeah.
And they were. I've met a lot, and they're top tier.
There you go. But at the end, when the brother is because the brothers, they get separated and when they're corralled.
Yeah.
And one of them ends up unfortunately going into a room where they're pumping in this gas. I thought we were about to get the gag that we got at the beginning of this movie when we meet them, because when we meet them, he's a pile of trash.
And yeah, that's right.
Camouflage.
See where you're going with that.
Sitting up against the wall, I thought he was just covered himself with these bodies to make it look like he'd be dead. He goes, I've been sitting here for 3 hours. And that's not actually what happened. He was actually fucking melting.
Yeah.
And they bring out, like, I mean, Mikey, you can probably attest how meth heads act.
Yeah, all the time.
He grabbed a staple gun.
Got an idea, and he pulls up that staple gun.
He's like, we got you, bro.
Stapled his brother back together.
And then he's like, he's got 2 fucking machine guns.
He's
got him in like a snuggly.
Spraying and praying that he's hitting these fucking people, dude. And man, like the dynamic chef, like I said, chef, we know, unfortunately, what happened to him. But up until that, man, like when he's telling the story about Peter Pan.
Oh my God, dude, yeah.
He's trying to convince Ronald that Peter Pan is this, he's a predator. Is a predator.
Yeah.
Technically, I mean, the story of Peter Pan is he is the Pied Piper, which is the same deal as Freddy Krueger. So
yeah.
In essence, he wasn't wrong, but he's like convincing him about that. And then when he sits on the fucking couch and rips ass, and that's how you find the twin, dude. Up until Alex steals all this liquor for them, and he goes, "You know what? When I first met you, I didn't like you." And he's holding that full ass bottle, and he goes, "Now I love you."
Yeah.
Some selfish ass shit.
Yeah. One thing that I want to note too, going back to you talking about like Peter Pan, is that I think this is a theme of Ryan's, because if you guys obviously have seen Fried Berry, there was a whole bar talk about Mickey Mouse and Disney, with all the characters having like like 4 fingers. So it's like he has like this way of like putting these stories or these bigger like figures into some sort of narrative and like making it weird, and I really enjoy that a lot.
When did that movie come out?
Fried Barry?
Mm-hmm.
2019, 2020, I think.
Yeah.
When Steamboat Willie went public domain?
It was before that, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same
Yeah,
thing.
Steamboat,
We
I think,
gotta
was
get him into
last
the
year.
Pooniverse or something.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to the Pooniverse, baby.
Get
Yeah.
his ass in there. Let him make the Peter Pan movie.
Hey, I
Dude,
mean,
have you
there is
seen
a Peter
have you seen
Pan
the
horror
trailer
movie
for
out
that?
there.
True. Yeah, it looked actually pretty good. I was
my God.
surprised. I'm
Not to
excited for
go-
Pinocchio.
I'm saying not to go off topic, but Pinocchio.
That's
Yeah,
got a little
dude.
rubber monster and it's on topic. It's like Sockle.
Hell yeah.
Nothing. He has the
He's got
girth
the
and length.
appendage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
You know he's gonna put it to use.
Oh my God, dude. But yeah, no, this movie fucking ruled, man. And there's a lot of people that are skeptical because I'll admit it. Yeah.
Me too.
Because people love the original. And like I said, like I feel like with me not remembering the original, I feel like I accept it a lot more than, most would.
Yeah.
But I mean, you two are attesting that it's fucking a ton of fun. That's why I'm super stoked that I think it's gonna do great. Like people are gonna love it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
If you've seen Fried Barry and you see Ryan Kruger's name, you know what you're getting yourself into. What's this fucking say that? Like
he was in Doomsday. I was talking to Mikey. I'm like, have you seen Doomsday? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, Bob Hoskins is in that shit, dude. Speaking of Peter Pan.
Hoskins. Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't try and stop me, Shmee.
Oh yeah.
But fuck, man, like this movie is a ton of fun, and I cannot wait for everyone to see it because it's a fucking blast. Like, I don't want to talk a lot about. Enjoy it. I want you to experience it.
Yeah,
So
I'm right there with you. All I'll say, and I'll leave it off on my end, is if you have seen the original, or I'll leave with that. If you have seen the original, this amplifies what happens in that way more. And if you haven't seen the original and you watch this, you're going to be completely fine, but it's going to make you want to go and watch the original. And regardless of how you watch it, each side of it, you're gonna come out with your mind blown and your jaw down and being like, that was a great fucking time. And Ryan Kruger, dude, you're a mastermind when it comes to this type of shit, this kind of storytelling. For people who
blown off dicks.
Dude, I mean, like, there's so much weird shit to happen in Fried Barry with like him seeing himself as like a baby and like all these other weird fucking things, and this is just I guess a testament of how he can shift from one sort of story to another one by taking like what was already made and making something new. And I just want to know what the fuck he's going to be doing next, because
I was thinking the same thing the entire time.
I want more in this universe. I want more fucking people being exploded. I want people to like.
A little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
You think they're gonna do it? You think they're gonna do it?
I want to see another country's version of this movie.
Oh, that'd be great, because we got Americas, we got South Africa's.
Bring it to like Mexico. Bring it to New Zealand.
I think if like anywhere, like either Korean or Japanese, I think this would be
that'd be insane.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah.
You put Yoshihiro Nishimura in that one, dude. He'd kill it. That man.
I think we would probably be really scarred by whatever kind of story they were telling behind all the people being melted. More than
probably. You're talking about bodybuilders.
Oh yeah, put Shinichi in there. Get my man Fukuzawa in there.
But yeah, I think that'd be tight. And like Mikey just brought up, there is a stinger in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
About mid credits, which is pretty fun.
Yep.
It looks like it's coming to America somewhere.
I'll also say, if you do watch the original, for my closing thoughts, Dustin brought up the original, and having watched them back to back, I think it's bizarre to me that this one ended up somehow being more exaggerated because the original was already extremely in your
Yes.
face with shit. But I will say this: don't turn it off after the credits in the original either. It's not a sting, but there's a small cameo. He's already in the movie, but they give him a lot more screen time of the dude who plays the doctor from Frankenhooker,
Hmm.
and he is fucking hilarious in this little after credits bit. Just keep watching that. Don't tune it out.
The jingle that's during the credits of this movie too,
Oh,
dude.
this one's the original has
Yeah.
something similar to that. Yeah,
It's top
they ends on
notch.
a very similar note. I liked that about it.
Top notch. But all right, so Mikey, if you were to rate this on Letterboxd,
Which I did not do.
what
Definitely.
would not yet? What would you rate Street Trash from 2024?
I'll tell you and I'll justify it too, because no, you're gonna argue. I could already see it in your eyes. You're looking down at me. I see it. I gave the original. Watching it again, it was honest to God a 5 out of 5. Like I've watched a decent amount of Melt
Fair.
movies. The Blob, the '80s remake, great Melt movie.
Oh, so good.
Body Melt,
Body Melt, Slime City,
the
that kind of
stuff,
shit. The stuff, yeah. All those are all 5s for me. Like all of them across the
the
board. 'Cause
substance.
the substance,
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
arguably.
Yeah,
There's some
man.
melting in that one.
There's
But
plenty of
I would give this one a 4.5, not a
Okay.
5, but
That's
I'll tell
fair.
you why. And it regards the melting. It's all about the melting for me. The original had so many unique ways to melt a
Hmm.
person, because like if you think in your head like how do you melt somebody, you get like a couple results, I'm sure, but the original would always kind of take a weird shift in that. And you'd have these like cartoony prosthetics that are like very exaggerated, like their faces stretching all the way down their bodies and stuff. And in the new one, just to lose that one little half star, because the only complaint I have, it's they melt and they get the big goiter. The goiter pops. Their ankles break off because they're trying to run away, and maybe a limb falls off, and then their face peels off. And it's just kind of repetitive, but it
Yeah,
is still
I
good.
feel that.
It's beautiful to look at. Like that's not an issue, but the original squeaks out just a tiny bit ahead just because it had a little bit more variety. I don't think there was
Yeah.
an equivalent to the toilet kill in this one. I was waiting for that.
I was hoping that they were gonna do it, but they didn't. I was like, oh, they
Like,
have to.
something on that level, because that's the iconic shot. It's on the cover of the Blu-ray that I've got. It's the one
Yeah,
everybody
it's
remembers.
so beautiful.
We get the cover of this movie
That's
as well.
true.
In the movie, like when the cops are like running at them, fucking
Mhm.
melting, we get like that frame of the cop.
You know what that reminded me of too, and I don't know if you guys have seen it either. I do this a
Terminator
lot.
2.
No, that movie's badass though.
Oh,
Yeah, the T-1000 run. No, BioCop from Astron 6. Have you seen that? It's a
No,
short film. You could watch that like lickety split, dude.
on where?
YouTube.
We can watch it on Tales from the Baron.
yes,
Oh,
dude. Let's
I've heard
fucking
about
add
this.
that to
I've
the
heard about
list,
this.
man. Send
No,
that
I will
over,
send
Mikey.
you a
We'll add it
link.
to the
I
list.
will. I
Yeah.
want you guys to see it. No, that's from you just watched Frankie Frico, Dustin. That's from the director of Frankie Frico. BioCop. I was actually in
Okay.
for Halloween one year too. I'll send you that just because I was happy with the mask I made. But
Oh
but
yeah,
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 dude.
man.
the whole like melty cop aesthetic, very cool, very fun. I love that cover.
Hey, hell yeah, Dustin. If you were to rate this on Letterboxd, and when you do, what would you rate it, and what would you give as your personal rating?
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
so
do
I'm
that.
gonna I'm kind of piggybacking off of Mikey. 4.5. I wanted it to be a 5 out of 5 so much. I really, really did, but there was points where I was like, I want them to go crazier, right? I really want them to go crazy, and they played some things safe here, which is not a bad thing at all. Like you're doing it, and it's already a lot. For me to ask for more, I think is fucking insane. But hey, I'm a horror
You're
nerd, and
greedy.
I
You're getting
love
greedy.
gore.
Yeah. Well, you're having a good time, is what it is. Like you're like, what the
Mhm.
fuck are they gonna do next? You
You
Yeah,
know?
don't want it to
exactly.
stop, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So 4.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and my personal, it would be a 9 out of 10 for sure. This is a you need to go watch it. There is no missing this. Like
No.
if I promise you, we're talking a lot of people being exploded and things melting, but with the color palette in here, I don't think anybody is going to be puking watching this because there's not a lot of blood red in here. It's a lot more of like, wow, this person is just like getting things
It's
ripped
like an
off.
Andy Warhol painting.
Yeah.
It's like a
So
hair in a blender.
For those of you who watch Terrifier and you go and throw up and you watch that, that's just because like there's a lot of red and obviously it's very realistic. And this one's more cartoony in a way where you're just gonna laugh at it and be like, wow, that's fucking insane, but it's also really funny.
Or kind of like a trauma kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 4.5 out of 10 on Letterboxd and 9 out of 10 personal.
What do you got, Dustin?
That is fair. I am gonna start pulling a Sean O'Rourke, and I'm gonna stop giving half ratings.
He's
Okay.
so real for that. I can't do it, but he's so fucking real for that.
I'm gonna stop giving half ratings, and if and when I rate this on Letterboxd, it's easily gonna get a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you'd go to 5. That's interesting.
No, 4 out of 5, and the reason why is I'm very selective on my 5s. If I'm being honest, like
you have said that. That's true.
Like, and it's the same deal like at work when I'm doing reviews. I'm like, I'll never give anyone a 10 out of 10 because there's always room. Always. But unless it's Ghostbusters, is a 5 out of 5. So 4 out of 5, and it's because I love the color palette. You were talking about different ways of people exploding. I feel like the people who we did get that were different were pivotal.
Yeah,
like
very true.
Like Chef was pivotal. The opening of the mayor was pivotal. Like they all kind of looked similar. Some of them took longer than the others, and some of them we just see gloops of fucking people. But that guy at the beginning of this movie, like I said, when he pulls his hands out of the fucking shackles, rips his face, dude, it's so fucking gross. It's so fun. It is so fun. But I will easily give this a 4 out of 5, and this is going to be a movie that I guarantee you, when Vinegar Syndrome puts it out, it's going to look better than it will
a lot better
digitally, and I cannot wait.
Yeah.
For all of those special features, man.
That's what I was going to say, dude.
Me either.
Commentaries, the extras. I want all of that. So give it to me in my mouth hole.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's some more test screenings of like the effects and stuff, other than that one that Ryan put on social. Because when he put that out, I was like, "Oh, this movie's gonna be nuts." That didn't really have that much in it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but yeah. So again, Street Trash will release November 19th on digital, which I'm assuming again that is everywhere you can rent movies.
Yep.
And then I would think so. You know, I almost said Venmo. I'm like, no one's sending me money to rent this movie.
I can send you a couple bucks if you need.
Yeah, sure. Amazon Prime, YouTube, wherever. I'm sure you can rent it wherever.
Yep.
But will exclusively be dropping on Screambox in December.
Yes.
So, Mikey, I hope you had just as much fun as both Dustins had watching this goopy ass movie with a little rubber man in it. Because like I said, when I seen that little rubber man, I was like, I need Mikey now.
There was nothing little about Sokko, man. You give him the credit that he deserves.
Dude, then he vanishes. He has to go. He's like a Fairly Odd Parent.
He's like, I have to go back to my home
I gotta go now.
Oh, he's like, I have other people to help now. I've taught you all I can.
Fades away.
Later. And then fucking leaves, dude.
I hope we all get our own Sockles at some point. It's what we deserve.
Yeah.
Oh, there was actually one thing I wanted to ask you guys before we get off here, and this is going back to the ending of the film when Ronald gets the fucking juice. What do you think he fucking drank? I was thinking, is that like a weird, like purified version of like Viper?
That's that water that Bobby Boucher has from some high quality H2O.
Yeah.
See, that's the part that kind of made me think of BioCop again, because in that they have a really stupid joke where they're selling drugs, DRUGGZ, and it's in like a glowing vial like that, and it turns somebody like a big freaky monster, thinking maybe it's drugs.
Predator blood, yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go. But yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like, and then he gets fucking indestructible, dude, and God,
he gets shot, and he's like, "Do you feel that?" No, and he's like fingering his wound.
Yeah. He's like knuckle deep in that thing.
The moment when he runs down that hallway and then he comes back covered in blood and he goes, "What just happened?" and the kid's like,
I was dying on that.
It's something we will never talk about.
That was some fucking Metal Gear Solid Gray Fox shit. Just like the hallway
Dude.
blood splattering all over the walls is awesome.
So fucking good, man.
Hell yeah.
Dustin,
Loved
what do
it.
we got? What do we got cooking up, man?
Oh man. Well, right now we're kind of dry at the moment, but that's okay because
Aren't we
we have some cool things lined up. We got a new spin-off show that we're going to be doing, which is essentially our own anthologies. We're going to be calling it Tales from the Barrens. That'll be launching either this week or the following week early. We're going to be putting some shorts together and kind of creating our own narrative, which I'm really, really stoked for. That's going to be super fun. And also, for those of you who are interested, our shirt is still available. How many copies do we have left right now as our test? We got 10.
10.
We got 10 out right now, so if anybody wants a shirt, go ahead and DM us on any of the socials. If you're on Patreon, you guys get a slight discount as well. So you can sign up there for $1 a month, and you also get all the episodes mad fucking early, unless it's one like this that's under an embargo, and therefore I have to say I am sorry, but you have to wait for all the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Tried.
And
Was that the shirt that Derek did for you guys?
Yeah, dude.
That looks incredible. Don't miss that.
Yeah,
Get
and-
that shit immediately.
just letting you guys know, I am making these shirts, and
Yes.
I kiss each one before I ship it out.
You think there's like a mustache hair on there by any chance?
I butterfly kiss it. I just go.
Ooh,
Hell yeah,
very
man.
nice. Very nice. That's worth the extra payment right there.
There it is, man. But yeah, that's all we got cooking, man. Again, this movie drops November 19th on any rental platform digitally, and then
Yes.
December will exclusively be on Screambox. Fucking pumped. And I just need for Vinegar Syndrome to announce the physical
Yes.
copy.
Yes,
Yes,
me
I'm gonna
too.
show this to
I'm sure it will
everybody I can.
happen. Probably around the Screambox release, I would imagine. But yeah, this is such a blast, Mikey.
Gimme.
Thank you so much for being here. And Dustin,
Thank
it's
you,
great to
guys.
fucking have you back, dude,
I'm back,
because
baby.
my God, I was bored and now I'm back here and I'm just like, oh, we're doing this again. Yes, let's fucking do it.
Let's go.
So we took the last week off just to kind of let him to readjust to the times because you were just in Japan
It's
and then
rough.
being back here and then also working like as soon as you got back too, which I think you're fucking insane for.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's just all give some claps to him for coming back and not
The
wanting
clap.
to leave.
Yeah, give me the clap.
Give him the clap. Throw
So-
it his way.
Yeah, Mikey, we appreciate you and Sokol joining.
Thank
Uh,
you, brother.
Yeah, do you see him right there? I see him.
Is that you can see him?
I can
Yeah.
see him. He's
Oh, shit,
fucking
that's
right there,
that's
dude.
crazy.
Dude, he's
been
about
there the
to
whole time.
stick it. He's
You-
about to stick it
you-
in you, dude.
You thought you were talking into a microphone this whole time?
Uh-oh.
All right, Dustin, what do we got to do to get out of here, man?
Just want to say thanks to everybody who's been listening and supporting over the last couple of weeks. I know October, the last week was super hectic with all the Halloweens we fucking released.
We got a
But,
little late start on it, but we delivered. Like, we did all of the fucking Halloween
I still
franchise.
gotta listen to those. They've been like staring at me for my like listen
Dude,
next list.
it gets wild, and there's one episode in there that I've been getting a lot of feedback on that Dustin doesn't ever want me to repeat again, but a lot of people have
Uh-oh.
messaged and saying this is the funniest episode I have heard in a long time, so
Oh, I'm excited.
thank you.
The Michael changed his name to Moaning Myers.
Yes, he did.
Well, all right, Dustin, let's get out of here, man.
Yes. All right. We'll see everybody on the next one. And Mikey, once again, thank you so much for being here. And thank
you,
you
guys.
to Screambox and everybody behind the scenes for letting us
Yes.
view this early. You guys fucking rock. And yeah, I love all of y'all. And we'll see you on the next one.
Later.
Later.